2015 has been one of the most stellar years for film in recent memory. A lot of the films that were released in 2015 were groundbreaking, offered new insight into our society. The films released this year set the benchmark for future films to be released. And 2015, in my opinion, was probably one of the greatest years for film in many years. So for this video, I'm going to give you my top 10 favorite films of 2015. Number 10. Kingsman: The Secret Service. Back in February of 2015, there were two big films coming out. One of them was Kingsman, the other one was that film. So I had the choice to either go see the shitty film that everyone was obviously going to go see, or see the one film that didn't have much praise behind it, but had a well-established director behind it. So I went with the one with the well-established director. It was actually a genuine surprise. Not only was this the funniest film I have seen in years, I was cracking up every single minute, but the film was also an enjoyable experience with a great cast, including a hilarious Samuel Jackson playing the villain. This was the most fun I had with a film in years, and I enjoyed it. Number 9. Straight Outta Compton. Now this film was completely groundbreaking. I had no idea who or what the NWA was, but after I saw this film, I wanted to know a lot more about it, and it reflected a lot of things that were still current in our current society. Overall, this film had a great story, great cast, great history behind this group. To me, this is one of the few films of 2015 that just felt fresh and new, but it was based on something back in the 90s, and I had a great time with this film. Number 8. Bridge of Spies. Now I know I have said this film kind of felt like Argo in my review of Bridge of Spies, but for me that doesn't matter. This film was engaging and compelling for its nearly 2.5-hour runtime. And this is Steven Spielberg's best and most memorable film in many years. With Tom Hanks once again delivering another expert performance, and a good supporting cast including Mark Rylance as a Russian spy, this film was a pretty enjoyable one. Number 7. Spotlight. This film had a great cast, had a great true story, and the film left me thinking long after it finished. It's a film I still can't get out of my head. It's one of the most memorable films of 2015, and it's well deserved of all the praise. I do admit there were a few boring scenes in the film, but that doesn't matter. This film is one of the most interesting true stories in many years, and it deserves a place in my top 10 films of 2015. Number 6. Steve Jobs. This was the last film from 2015 I saw, and it did not disappoint. Not only was this film intelligent and smart, and it also gave a real insight and depth to the man that was known as Steve Jobs. Michael Fassbender gives one of his best performances of his career. Great supporting cast including Kate Winslet. This film will be remembered for a long time. Number 5. The Hateful Eight. Even though it's Quentin Tarantino's second lowest rated film, that does not matter to me. This is the most fun in a Tarantino film I've had in years. As I said in my review, I wasn't the biggest fan of his previous films, so I didn't like Django Unchained, I didn't like Inglourious Basterds, and I wasn't the biggest fan of Kill Bill. I did enjoy Volume 1, of course everyone likes Volume 1, but for me, that didn't matter. To me, it felt like a classic 90s Tarantino film, with a lot of the old cast from Tarantino's old films in this one. It felt both fresh, new, and original, and I don't care what anyone else says. This is the most fun I had with a Tarantino film in a long time. Number 4. Star Wars: The Force Awakens. Even though people now say it kind of borrows stuff from the original trilogy, that does not matter to me. For me, it felt like it improved upon a lot of the stuff from the original trilogy, and it also felt fresh and new, with a new cast as well as the original cast from the old films. This felt like a perfect mix of old and new, and it was just right. With a great villain, great new cast, an overall fantastic story, even though it's once again, let's blow up the Death Star. That did not matter to me. This is the Star Wars film that we have been waiting for a long time, and it did not disappoint. Number 3. The Martian. After a long time of Ridley Scott not delivering great films, here he comes with The Martian. And not only was it really great and really fantastic, but it was also hilarious, dramatic, and very emotional as well. This is the most fun I've had with a Ridley Scott film in a long time. It had me engaged the whole time, had me sitting on the edge of my seat. I was captivated by what I saw. And I didn't want it to end, because I was just so into this world and the film itself. Number 2. Mad Max Fury Road. Probably the greatest action film ever made, and will never ever be topped by any other action film. This film will forever stand the test of time. Not only was the action memorable, great, awesome, Tom Hardy was a great pick for Max, and Charlize Theron as Furiosa was just a stroke of brilliance. The film had a great villain, had a great story, had great action scenes. This is a film that will go down as one of the most memorable films of all time. And number one, The Revenant. This is the second film of Alejandro González Iñárritu's films that I've been just completely lost in. Birdman was the first film I got lost in, and once again, The Revenant is another Alejandro film I just got lost in. The scope, the visuals, the cinematography, the acting, the story, the cast, it was just a great experience. Not only is it one of the most beautiful films I've ever seen, but it's also one of those films that took its time, and it was the perfect film to take its time to tell its story. It was a film that was worth all the acclaim, all the awards. This film is no doubt my pick to win Best Picture at the Oscars. This is the film I will remember for a long, long time. I have no doubts about seeing this film. I completely loved it. This film was an unforgettable journey, and I enjoyed every single minute of it, and I don't regret a minute of it. Thank you for watching this video. If you like what you see, be sure to click that subscribe button. Thank you for watching.